Welcome, agents. I've seen a lot of videos recently about the Division community being toxic and the overall consensus towards the game being, a fairly negative one. Now today I wanted to give you my thoughts on this, and I also wanted to go over some things regarding the PTS, specifically skills. I've got some examples here from a Reddit post which basically show you just how strong they're going to be, and it's pretty exciting, to be honest. Now if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below, subscribe for dedicated Division content, and let's get straight to it. Okay, so I think I want to start with the bulk of this video talking about this toxic community, and I apologise I've scripted this, but I may well go off topic due to this topic. Now what really made me want to get involved in this was the amount of videos I've seen recently which essentially painted the community as toxic, basically, or at least going that way more so than usual. Now this video isn't meant to be firing shots at anyone or anything like that, but instead it's just giving my perspective of this situation. Now I personally think this community is awesome. I really do, and I'm not saying that just because I don't, I want to be that one person that says that, but I generally do. Now, you've got trolls. You're always going to get trolls, and there are some, I've seen some seriously awful comments left on videos and in forums. Where my channel is currently, I get my fair share of pretty awful comments, but that's not the community being toxic. That's just the world we live in. You're going to see that on everyone's videos. When you're putting yourself out there, whether it be YouTube or streaming, whatever it might be, you're always going to have people that are either jealous or they don't agree with you, especially if it's a kind of like a opinionated video. They don't agree with you, and you're going to get that confrontation, and that's just the way it is. Now, I personally just ignore it and move on. Now, I think it's easy to focus on the negative comments on videos. If you're a content creator, it's very easy to see those negative comments because they are the most impactful. If someone calls you a name or says that you're trash or that you're wrong, then that's what sticks with you. But when you actually look at the ratio of bad to good comments, it's usually about 99% good and you get the 1% bad, and that's pretty much every time. Now, to be honest, this community has been through a lot with the Division as a whole. When the Division was first released, it had removed a lot of the things showcased at E3, and a lot of people weren't happy, myself included. I remember seeing the E3 reveal and being like, this game's going to be amazing. And that's not to say that I didn't love the Division 1, because I did, but it wasn't the E3 reveal. So, a lot of people weren't happy. Now, since then, there's obviously been a lot of good, there's been a lot of bad, and I don't think that's ever changed. But in general, the community always appears to be upbeat, from what I can see anyway, especially when new content is coming out or when the devs do something that the community's been asking for. Now, I'd be lying if I said to you that I think the Division 2 lived up to my expectations, because whilst I think it's a brilliant game in some areas, in other areas the game appears to have gone very far backwards. Recent changes being made to claw the game back look to be going in the right direction. And the game appears to be, it appears to be not in a good place at the moment, but it's getting there, and it will get there, just like the Division 1 did. But obviously this whole negativity around the game at the moment, it is kind of impacting everyone, but not me. So I think the main reason why I love this community and why I think it's awesome is because everyone is so passionate and vocal. Where you see toxicity and just people just not agreeing with you, and yeah, people are going to use crap words and stuff to describe their opinions. That's just the way people are sometimes. That to me is someone being passionate. Not all the time, but most of the time. Now, everyone wants the game to succeed, especially someone who's playing the game. Everyone wants the game to succeed. So when something isn't working, yeah, you're going to see an influx of negativity towards that particular thing. And we're seeing that at the moment. Well, it's certainly up to the announcement of TU5, certainly with TU4 and stuff like that. I think, certainly of me making this video, it appears to be better than where it was. Now, I'd much rather be a part of a community that speaks up and lets their opinions be known, even if sometimes those opinions include, quite frankly, terrible language, than a community that says nothing at all. That's the community I'd much rather be a part of. And let's not forget, the Division and the Division 2 promotes some form of toxicity in the game itself with the Dark Zone and emotes, and that's in a lot of games. Emotes is parts of lots of games. Now, I would say that for any YouTuber who gets a toxic comment on a video, and toxic again is subjective. What you might say is toxic, I might say is not. So just as a generalization, any YouTuber that gets a toxic comment on a video, just ignore it, and remember that these comments are actually beneficial to you. Not only do they help the video be promoted due to the interaction on the video, but it also means you're doing something right. That's really all I have to say about this topic, to be completely honest. And I felt the need to speak up because I personally love this community. The Division is like, it's like that one girl who treats you badly, but you stick around because you love her, and deep down you know she loves you too. That's the way I feel with the game, and with the community generally. It's a love-hate relationship. So you know, the toxicity in this game is very normal for most video games in general. You know, if you go to Call of Duty and stuff, it's really bad. Destiny can be that way sometimes. Every game has its ups and downs, and that's all we're experiencing. I don't think this game's any more toxic than a lot of games, and it's certainly not more toxic than some games that I used to play, like Modern Warfare 2, for example. Now, if someone talks trash to you, talking trash back, in my opinion, it just only lowers you to their level. And again, I'm not firing shots at anyone that does that. That's just the way I see it, which is why you'll never see me respond to that stuff, because I personally think that if I don't respond, then I'm above that person. And to be honest, let's be honest here, it's a game, you know, and I play it how I want to, and I upload videos that I think you guys are going to love, but I also upload videos because I love them, and it's my channel. And so, you know, it's kind of a for both of us, if that makes sense. So personally, I just wouldn't respond. But I don't think the community is in a bad place whatsoever. I think the community is in a very good place. And I think TU5 is a good step towards some of the stuff that we've been complaining about going in the right direction. Look, you guys are awesome. This community is awesome. If you're a content creator and get crap in your comments, delete it, move on. Responding only escalates the issue, encouraging others to talk crap because they know that they're going to get a reaction. An example, outside of YouTube, I love winding people up all the time, you know, as a joke. But I only do it to people who rise to it because that's how I get my kicks, you know. If they don't respond, then I'm not going to get anything out of it, so I won't do it. And the same applies to trolls on the internet and toxic comments on forums and life in general. If you don't respond, then they'll give up. Anyway, let's move on. I love you guys, and I encourage you to dislike my video if you don't like that video or this video, or leave a comment if you disagree. Ultimately, the more interaction on my video, the more it's seen and the more I grow. So either way, it just benefits me. Hopefully though, I think you guys will appreciate where I'm coming from here. Even if you don't agree with it, let's just all have respect for one another. So moving on, and with the recent state of the game, they made some significant changes to cooldowns and generally just skills overall. Now, a Reddit post recently surfaced showcasing all of the skills with mods in action. Now, I'm going to leave a link to the post below because there is a lot on there, but I just wanted to share a couple of examples that I think, you know, will give you a good idea on how strong skills will be with TU5. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really excited. I'm generally not a skill person. That's not what I do. I kind of just like having a weapon in my hand. But to be honest, having seen this, and you'll see it now, they're so good. But first up, we have a Banshee Pulse with duration mods. Enjoy.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Now, if you go back and watch that, you'll probably see that the effect of this pulse lasted about 20 seconds, which is crazy, especially when you consider this is from one agent. Imagine multiple people doing this and taking turns, you know, that's cycling it. You know, you have 20 seconds and someone else uses it, 20 seconds, someone else uses it. And you can imagine that this could be very strong solo. It's very strong as well, as you can see. But yeah, that's just one example. The next one we have is the healing mine and drone in challenging difficulty. Enjoy.
No! It's messed up! Hold on, reload. I'm here. I can do this all day. Gotta reload.
One word: invincible. There was a lot more here on this Reddit post, but this one for me I really liked. It just stands out in the open and just takes all the damage. But I would highly recommend you go to the Reddit post. It'll be in the description below, and it showcases just how strong all of the skills are and how they're going to be in TU5, which I'm really excited about. Because as I said, I generally don't build for skills. It's not my thing. But if you check out the sniping turret, unbelievably just cool. It's so cool. And Firefly's strong. The shield looks to be crazy strong, and I think it's going to be really good. I don't want to make this video. Do you know what? I've got no concerns. I'm really looking forward to these skills with TU5, and we've not even had the balancing for this yet. So I can't wait for the balancing, and I'm hoping that they come out as strong as they are in TU5. So that skills, they're going to be back on the menu. Which is a good thing. So that's really it for today's video. I think it was important I made this one because, as I said, it's really easy to focus on the negatives, whether that be community or the game or just life in general. And I just wanted to add some positive vibes out there, put that into the universe, and we'll get positive stuff back. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I want to thank you all for being such an awesome community. Ultimately, I don't say this enough, but without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. Basically, you guys keep me doing this. And I think that overall, compared to some of the communities I've been a part of, this community is not toxic at all. You get the outliers, but generally the community is respectful most of the time. Maybe not in stream sometimes, but generally respectful, very passionate, very vocal, and that is important because that's how you make a game good. That's how you get the game to a good place, like they did with the end of the Division 1. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for all your support, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Until the next one, Epic out.